Good evening, welcome. I'm sorry, I was choking. Welcome to our December board meeting. Thank you all for being here. Look, this is our last week before everyone goes on break. Happy holidays. Hopefully everybody has a safe time. Item 1. Mr. Marcus, would you mind leading us in the pledge, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Pam, would you please note that everyone's present? Ms. Robles, Mr. Uxer, Judge-elect Solis, that's hard to say, Judge Haggerty, Ms. Nájera, and Dr. Graham. Item 1.3, we'll skip that. Item 1.4, approval of minutes, none. 1.5, okay, let's go down here. Item 1.6, is anyone here to speak under open forum? No one signed up? Anyone in the audience here to speak under open forum? Once, twice, okay, thank you. Okay.
Item 1.7, presentations by individuals, groups, and organizations. Item 1.7.1, Dr. William Sarata, college president, will recognize individuals who have retired from the college district.
Chair, Farrell, members of the board, these are always bittersweet moments. I'm going to, while we have in your agenda several retirements, we have 4 that are here with us this evening so that we can recognize their service at El Paso Community College. I'll begin with Officer Luis Juarez. Officer, if you can join me, come on up. Officer Luis Juarez was born in Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua, Mexico, and lived there for 7 years. He relocated to the great sun city of El Paso, Texas. Officer Juarez graduated high school as a proud Silver Fox from Jefferson High School in 1986. You're too young to retire, officer. Immediately thereafter, he started taking classes at El Paso Community College. His dream was always to be a police officer and help those in need. Officer Juarez began taking law enforcement courses to achieve his goal. In 1987, he applied as a work-study with El Paso Community College Police Department dispatch area. Due to the education and training he received, he was promoted to full-time status at this prestigious institution. El Paso Community College Police Department gave Officer Juarez the opportunity to realize his dream of becoming a police officer for this institution. During his career as an El Paso Community College police officer, Officer Juarez served the EPCC family with honor, integrity, pride, and humility. Officer Juarez will be greatly missed by the college community and the police department. Both wish him the best on his future journey. He served the college for 33 years. Thank you so much, officer.
And the best to you because I know you're going to be doing something else.
Great.
For everyone?
Good, the board will stay there, that's wonderful. Next is one of our outstanding history instructors, Mr. Norman D. Love. Mr. Love, if you would join me, please. Norman Love has been employed at El Paso Community College for 30 years as an instructor in the history discipline. He was teaching at the Rio Grande campus. Mr. Love participated in various activities and committees. Activities included district-wide history coordinator, history campus coordinator, coordinator for the honors program, and special assistant to the vice president of instruction. His committee participation included serving as an advisor for the Phi Theta Kappa organization, an advisor for the Social Sciences Club, an author and study guide for world history published by Pearson Publishing, SACS accreditation committee member, Dr. Penley when it was just SACS, not SACS COC, facilitator for student learning outcomes, coordinator and participant at various forums, presentations, and numerous El Paso Community College committees. Among the many awards that he received, the most prestigious being the Minnie Stevens Piper Award, the Burlington Award, and was also Employee of the Month. Mr. Love would like us all to know that it has been a privilege and pleasure to have worked at EPCC. He will always cherish the fond memories that he has of the students and fellow employees of the college. May God bless EPCC. Mr. Love, thank you so much for your over 30 years of service to El Paso Community College. All right. Roberto Mendoza, would you please join me, Mr. Mendoza? Mr. Mendoza has been with the college for 28 years. Mr. Mendoza is a heating, ventilation, and air conditioning HVAC technician. He is an integral part of the team that strives to keep everyone at EPCC comfortable no matter what the outside temperature is. As you all know, this can be very difficult at times. Mr. Mendoza was always approached this task with a warm smile and a cool temperament. No play on words. Mr. Mendoza, or Robert as he's known to all who have had the pleasure of working with him, has worked on all of our 5 campuses as well as the ASC at one time or another. Robert attended EPCC for a brief period in 1976. He transferred to Texas State College in Waco, where he earned an associate's degree in air conditioning engineering. After graduation, he worked for a year and a half in the air conditioning field. He made the decision to study theology at the Facilito de Filosofía de la Santa Cruz in Quintero, Mexico. He spent 7 years there, where he earned an equivalent of a bachelor's degree in philosophy. Robert did not leave his passion for HVAC behind. He used it while working with recovering alcoholics to teach them a trade. He made the decision to return to the United States and, to our benefit, saw an advertisement for employment at EPCC. He joined our team in 1990. Things were quite different then. There were only 2 HVAC technicians for the entire district, and they were responsible not only for HVAC, but just about all types of repairs. Things have evolved quite a bit since then, and Robert has adjusted with the times. Robert is known throughout the district for his quiet nature and ability to discuss philosophy. He's a hard worker dedicated to the college and the students. He's quite proud of the fact that he has worked here at the college for 28 years and the fact that he still has the same amount of enthusiasm for the job as when he started. His motto has always been, do your best for the benefit of the students. Mr. Mendoza is still quite active in the Catholic Church. He teaches catechism, organizes retreats, and occasionally dances with the Machines. Robert is the owner of MEM Professional Services, an HVAC company. After retirement, he plans to relax and concentrate on his efforts on growing his business. Robert, it's been a pleasure having you on our team. Your expertise on making repairs and keeping our equipment operational will be missed. Best wishes in your new endeavors. We hope you come to visit us from time to time, especially in the summer. Thank you. And our final recognition is for Dr. Roswitha Saenz. If Dr. Saenz will join me, please. Since 1986, Dr. Saenz has taught multiple courses in the biology discipline at different campuses before committing to a full-time position at the Rio Grande campus for 22 years ago. Dr. Saenz began her studies in Frankfurt, Germany, in a dual PhD MD program, and she solidified her love of being a scientist practitioner and soon became a physician. As many of you might know, her love of science is only matched by her love of music. She considers her colleagues at EPCC her family, her students her mentees, and her involvement in the EPCC community her passion. She participated in many committees and in a large diversity of sponsored programs such as Hispanic Heritage Celebrations, El Paso Chopin Music Festivals, Employee of the Month, and American Association of Women at Community Colleges, which allowed her to combine her love of education and music. Her involvement in RISE and honors programs, as well in local and national professional conferences, the annual Biochemical Research Conference for minority students, conventions for information technology, border learning conferences, etc., allowed her to bring creativity and innovation into the classroom. Throughout her teaching, she has received numerous awards, outstanding faculty recognitions, NISOD teaching awards, etc. Former students have not hesitated to thank Dr. Saenz for believing in them, guiding them, and for making it possible for them to fulfill their medical careers. Dr. Saenz wants everyone to know it has been a privilege to be a part of the EPCC family. Dr. Saenz, thank you for your more than 22 years of service.
Item 1.7.2, the El Paso Community College Foundation, represented by Mr. Bob Snow, Chair, and Ms. Patricia Marquez, Vice Chair, and Dr. Dolores Gross, Executive Director, Resource Development, and the Foundation for El Paso Community College, will accept a $10,000 contribution from the GECU Foundation for Scholarships and recognize GECU, represented by Ms. Cecilia Davila, Senior Vice President and Chief Operations Officer, and Ms. Carmen Guerrera, Branch Sales and Service Manager, Central Region, for their support of EPCC students.
Good evening, Chairman Fierro, Board of Trustees, guests, and staff. And the Foundation for El Paso Community College is very pleased this evening to recognize our community partner, GECU, for its $10,000 contribution for student scholarships. As you know, GECU has long been with the college in support of El Paso Community College student success, and this contribution is similar to their contribution of last year, as well as our participation in a number of College Foundation events in support of student scholarships. With us this evening, we actually have Mr. Mike Sarabia, who serves on the Foundation Board and who's Vice President of Audit for GECU, as well as Carmen Guerrero, who is Branch Manager, Central Region for GECU, and Stephanie Quiros, Marketing Director for GECU. Thank you so much. Please come on up, and thank you for this contribution for student scholarships.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carmen Guerrero with GECU. Also in attendance, as we said, is Mike Saravia, our Vice President of Internal Audit. We are happy to be with you here today. Through our People Helping People philosophy, we are fortunate that we are able to serve our local community and our schools. Working together, GECU and EPCC are dedicated to help elevate our community through the education. The lifelong education impacts economy, growth, family prosperity, and elevates lives of all El Pasoans. Today is a very special day for us because we get to provide another gift of scholarship to the El Paso Community College to the GECU Foundation. On behalf of our GECU Foundation, it is my honor to present the EPCC Foundation with $10,000 towards the student scholarships. We hope this scholarship donation opens doors and unlocks the future for many students in our community. Thank you for your time. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, and this will be put to work right away, helping students to register for classes and complete their degrees. Thank you so much, GECU.
ECU for being so generous. Thank you very much. Oh, there's more.
There's more.
Go ahead and read it. Item 1.7.3, Dr. Dolores Gross will recognize Mr. Hal Marcus, locally, regionally, and nationally acclaimed artist and native El Pasoan, for his donation of 7 pieces of original art valued at $78,000 to El Paso Community College for permanent display at one of the EPCC campuses.
We have a special presentation this evening to share with the trustees. We'll call this a holiday gift from a local, regional, and national treasurer, Mr. Hal Marcus. And here this evening is Mr. Marcus and his wife, Patricia, to share this gift with El Paso Community College. Mr. Marcus is donating a number of original pieces of artwork to the college to be on permanent display to share with students, faculty, staff, and future generations of students at El Paso Community College. As many of you well know, Mr. Marcus is a longtime advocate for the arts in El Paso, mentoring and supporting the arts throughout the community, other artists, and for those of you that have visited his gallery, you've found many treasures there, and really a sense of community spirit. This evening, Mr. Marcus, and I have some beautiful slides to share with you. I will share original photographs of these works of art with the Board of Trustees. But as you can see, some beautiful pieces of original artwork for display at El Paso Community College. And I'll share these photos with the trustees. But I would like Mr. Marcus to come up and tell a little bit about his work and these works that he would like to share with the college.
Thank you, Dolores. Thank you, Dolores, and thank you to the El Paso Community College Foundation for accepting my donation. It just seems like in the past 4 or 5 years, I've done a lot of work with EPCC. They chose my work for the Hispanic Heritage Celebration. I was also the keynote speaker for the Leadership Institute with Dr. Linda Brown. And in October, I was the keynote speaker for the College Academic Support Seminar. And just recently, last month, my wife and I led a culinary cooking class because we're vegans, and we were teaching vegetarian and veganism to the Culinary Institute. And during that time, I noticed a lot of work by my great friend Bill Rackesee, who was a dear friend of mine who I represented in my gallery. And I thought to myself, I should have some of my artwork here at this beautiful, prestigious college. So I talked to Patrick Rosser, and he told me to get in touch with Dolores, and I'm glad I did. We have a lot of similarities. Her father-in-law was one of my mentors when I was a teenager at Coronado High School and at UTEP. So the paintings that I'm going to be donating are kind of rare. These 7 pieces are a part of 100 paintings I did during the time where I was going through some personal crisis, and I was trying to figure out, like many of us do, the relationship between man and women, or a man and a woman. And so these paintings were inspired by Henri Rousseau, who was a French painter who lived in the late 1800s, and they delve into the relationship of man and woman, inspired by a painting called The Sleeping Gypsies. And it culminated after 4 years with a painting that I did called The 7 Days of the Creation of the World, which now hangs at the Temple Mount Sinai Synagogue. What I did is I went back in time and I recreated scenes of the men and women throughout times. A lot of them are done in the Egyptian days. My request is that these 7 paintings are kept together and that they will always be on display. I live near the Rio Grande campus. I've lived there since 1970s, where I have my gallery on Oregon Street. So if possible, I would prefer that they're installed in the new Rio Grande campus. However, I will work with the foundation to find the right space and the best campus for my paintings. Currently, my public works are at the El Paso Museum of Art, El Paso City Hall, the County Courthouse, El Paso Public Library, the new Richard Burgess Branch Library, the UTEP Library, Chamizal National Memorial, the Children's Hospital at UMC, the Trans Mountain Campus at Providence Memorial Hospital, Temple Mount Sinai, B'nai Zion Synagogue, the Ronald McDonald House, Franklin High School, El Paso High, the Scottish Rite Temple, St. Pius Church, and now, I'm very proud to be a part of the prestigious El Paso Community College, and this is my birthday present for their 50th year anniversary. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Marcus, I have a question.
Yes.
Did you ever find an answer to your question?
I'm still searching. My wife can verify that we still haven't figured it out, but we're working really hard on it.
Dr. Gross, these would be a wonderful addition to the new building we're building there at Rio Grande.
Thank you. Thank you. That would be my honor.
We'd like to present this small token of appreciation to Hal and Patricia. Will you come on up, please, too? They're quite a pair, quite a team. They work together on a daily basis, and we want to thank him for sharing his talent. And as you can tell, he certainly is a local, regional, and national treasure. And thank you for sharing this with El Paso Community College. It will be long treasured and appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gross.
Item 1.7.4, Mr. Eric Pearson, President of the El Paso Community Foundation, will present a check to EPCC for the Buddy Walk.
Welcome, Mr. Pearson. It's always a pleasure to see you, and you never come empty-handed.
Always a pleasure to see you. I checked with the bankers who are just leaving the room, and they said this is not legal tender, but we'll make it good. The El Paso Community Foundation has been partnering with the Down Syndrome Coalition for El Paso for several years, and for several years with El Paso Community College to carry out the Buddy Walk. We would not be able to do it without the wonderful assistance and the facilitation by El Paso Community College, and we all know that it goes towards scholarships to help some of the students here of all abilities. So we'd like to present you with a check for $6,000, which is a portion of the proceeds. It's about half of the proceeds from the Buddy Walk this year. And I'd like to introduce a woman who is not only an officer of the Down Syndrome Coalition for El Paso, but a proud mother of a child with Down syndrome, Ms. Joyce Cordell.
Good evening. Welcome, Ms. Cordell.
Good evening. I'm Joyce Cordell Gilmer, and I'm a board member of the Down Syndrome Coalition of El Paso, which is a supporting organization for the El Paso Community Foundation. I have a 21-year-old daughter named Amanda Cordell, and she has Down syndrome. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it tonight because she's a little under the weather. This beautiful partnership between EPCC and the Down Syndrome Coalition Buddy Walk, which supports EPCC scholarships for students with disabilities, originated from my personal dream of bringing the Buddy Walk to El Paso. The Buddy Walk is a walk promoting awareness of Down syndrome, and ours is one of more than 200 held nationwide in October during Down Syndrome Awareness Month. There are two types of Down syndrome, mosaicism and trisomy 21, which is the most common. Essentially, we all have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Half are inherited from each parent. Trisomy 21 occurs when an individual has a full or partial extra copy of chromosome 21. In 2010, under the leadership of Dr. Roberts and through the EPCC diversity programs and Olga Chavez, I was able to realize my dream. For the first 5 years, I was the chair of a very small committee, and we partnered with what was then the Down Syndrome Association. My goal was always to hand the walk over to the local organization, which we did in the sixth year, and our partnership has blossomed into what it is today, and I could not have made it without the great support of all the volunteers throughout the year. Two individuals in particular from EPCC come to mind. Actually 3, but today I did not know she was going to be here. And with the approval from the Down Syndrome Coalition Board and the Community Foundation, I have the honor to recognize them today, which are Jim Heine and Fernie Garcia. I believe they have always been in it for my daughter, Amanda, and now they have a passion and love for all individuals with Down syndrome. And I just want to thank them both for their commitment for all these years. This year's Buddy Walk netted over $40,000. So here's a certificate of appreciation and a small gift from Amanda. It's a Christmas card that she made. She's, among other things, she's an artist. So, Bernie, I need to take your picture, I guess.
Do a selfie, come on.
Selfie.
So here's her gift. Let me take your picture. Yeah. So they've committed their time for 9 years, and today, this year was our biggest Buddy Walk ever.
Ms. Pearson, it goes without saying, thank you very much for everything you do for our community. Ms. Cordell, to you and your board, it's amazing the work you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, and to your board. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for that cooperation, and we appreciate the fellowship as well as the team. So thank you.
Thank you all. Good night.
Item 1.7.5, Dr. Maria Alvarez, EPCC Biology Professor, will be recognized for receiving the 2018 National William H. Mearty Faculty Member Award from the Association of Community College Trustees, which was presented to her during their annual Leadership Congress held in New York City.
There's Dr.
there's Dr.
Alvarez. So Chair Fierro, members of the board, we all had the opportunity, those of us that were able to join Dr. Alvarez. Dr. Alvarez has done an amazing job with the students that she serves. And we wanted to nominate Dr. Alvarez, and we did nominate. And let me give a lot of kudos to our Associate Vice President for External Relations, Communications, and Resource Development, Carrie Moe, who wrote the application for Dr. Alvarez. Dr. Alvarez at some times was asking, why do you need this information? Dr. Alvarez, we were trying to keep it a secret. So submitted the application to ACCT, and as you know, ACCT, the Association of Community College Trustees, is broken up into regions. And geographically, it doesn't make sense, but Texas is in the western region. And Dr. Alvarez was recognized. We received the call. Chair Fierro, you received the call that Dr. Alvarez was the recipient of the Western Region Award. So there are 5 regions. And then we went to New York, and at the national conference, there is a gala, and during the gala, they first at the luncheon recognize each of the respective regions winners. Of Dr. Alvarez was the Western region. And then that evening at the gala, they select from those 5 regional winners 1 national winner. And our very own Dr. Maria Alvarez was selected as the national winner. And so we're incredibly proud of the work that she has done for the students that we serve, and the national recognition that she's received very fittingly and very well deserved for herself, but the college as well. So Dr. Alvarez, we certainly wanted to recognize you at a board meeting, and we have this for you here. The best part is that Dr. Alvarez mom was able to join us and was able to see her daughter receive a national recognition. Dr. Alvarez went up and started her speech in Spanish so that her mother could hear her, and then went on and repeated the speech in English. So it was a very touching moment. It was an incredible honor, and we're so proud of you, and this we have for you as well this evening, Dr. Alvarez.
Item 1.7.6, Mr. Felix Hinojosa, Athletic Director, will be providing an update to the Board of Trustees on the recent accomplishments of the EPCC athletic teams.
That is Coach of the Year.
Oh, it's right.
Felix, you know. To these guys. I want my suits to fit me like that.
Good evening, welcome, Mr. Hinojosa. It's hard to say. Now, remind us, this is historical, isn't it?
It is historical. It is, good morning, or good evening, Board, Chair, Dr. Serrata. This is historical on the fact that we had a very successful year. We actually won, the women won conference, their 6th conference title in a row. And then the closest one is 3. It's also historical in the fact that this is the first time one college has won not only the men's and women's Region 5 WACJAC conference, but also the individuals. So we won the meet. We also had the meet champions. And they have continued that success onto nationals, where the men ran 3rd and the ladies ran 1st. And at nationals, we had the individual cross-country champion, Evelyn. Right here. We did not stop there. We wanted to continue, and in 1 week, these young individuals, men and women, run 3 miles and 5 miles. In 7 days, they raced 13 miles. So it's an interesting, convoluted training pattern. And at nationals, the men and the women both won the national title, with the men having the individual national champion. Elias? In a very, as the NJCA would say, a very dominant form. We're actually prepping for next year to make sure that all the cylinders are fighting, but there's no pressure. I thank the board, the president, and the chair for the opportunity to come and to show and to showcase these young men and women, along with the NJCA titles. We will also receive proclamations from the city of El Paso and the county of El Paso, so that we are ambassadors from our institution on how well and how successful our college can be, and how we represent El Paso Community College in the county, in the national area. We are actually only halfway through. We are now going to focus on attaining academic All-American teams. We take care of the athletics, now we take care of the academics. We are on a course to where we will graduate within 2.3 years. Other than that, I would like to thank you very much. And
Coach, these student athletes are absolutely fabulous and such role models for the college. But you did leave out something. I believe you were Coach of the Year or the week or something. What was it?
I've heard something like that. But most important, it's just not me that does
It's
it.
an honor for the institution.
And yes.
It's you see, what you see is just one freaky looking person. But behind me, I have an assistant coach, Professor Bonilla, and other people that help with what we do. And I do appreciate the honor. Anything that brings any type of positive recognition for my school, EPCC, is always welcome. Thank
Coach,
you.
what classification are these students?
These are freshmen.
Oh,
Wow.
they have one more year, huh?
No pressure.
Congratulations again. Thank you all for being here.
Well done.
Thank you.
Item 1.7.7, optional presentations will be made by the presidents of the Classified Staff Association, the Professional Staff Association, the Faculty Association, and the Student Government Association.
Good evening, Ms. Mena.
Good evening. See you. Good to be here. Yes. So we have a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, good evening. Happy holiday season. It has been a long but fruitful semester, and so here is our end of semester report. All right. So in August, we organized a graphic design contest to help replace our SGA logo, and so we opened up a contest where graphic design students and just any student in general can submit their proposal for our logo. And so in total, we had 20 submissions. And so before we picked our final logo, we consulted with Associate Vice President Carrie Moe and her team to ensure that the logo we picked best represents the institution that we serve. And so in the end, this is the logo that we chose. It's simple, it's clean, and it best represents El Paso Community College. So from now on, we will be using this logo. And we will also give the winner a $50 prize. And of course, they're going to, other logo is now the face of EPCC SGA. So that is our new logo.
Wait,
Right.
Mr. Mena, who was the person who designed it?
It's a student by the name of Enrique Acereto.
Congratulations to him.
Yes, so he
Great.
did a great job. And again, we're just very happy that we consulted with Associate Vice President Moe and to ensure that we got the best logo. So this is the logo. And so we also got out the vote. And so like I've mentioned, we registered about 250 students to vote. We organized 3 debates, one for El Paso City Council District 5, one for El Paso City Council District 6, and for a U.S. representative from the 16th Congressional District, which got covered by KTSM. So here in the picture, we have the debate we organized for District 5 at the Mission del Paso campus. We also incorporated voter registration into new student orientation, which we will begin next semester. So we worked really hard to get the vote out, and we will continue getting the vote out next semester for the upcoming trustee elections that are set for May. So we will organize debates for those candidates as well. And so special projects. So my mission for this academic year was to innovate SGA and ensure that we're productive and effective. And so one thing I did is that I asked my members to think of something that they're passionate about and organize a project for it. And so one of my members organized an annual disability awareness event. This is actually our 2nd year doing it. We had organizations like the Valar Center for Independent Living. We had Project Amistad. We had a lot of resources there. We had wheelchair basketball. And so here's a picture of that. Another one of my members has a passion for the environment, so he organized the Southwest Conservation Panel, which is a resource fair where we invited the Friends of the Oregon Mountains, the Frontera Land Alliance, Tech H2O. We had a great turnout. We had 40 students there who did little passport things, who got prizes. And we also organized an outreach campaign where our goal was to meet with all 47 clubs and organizations. Right now we're halfway at that mark, but we're meeting with our clubs to let them know what we do and to just give them an open ear that we're here for them. And so honoring Charisma James. So as you all know, Charisma James was a former SGA member. She was a former historian and campus representative. So what we did is that we established a $25,000 endowment towards the college's foundation. We also voted to establish a yearly $1,000 scholarship for student veterans, which we will award at our annual SGA banquet. And we also voted to support the renaming of the VRC, the Veterans Resource Center, in the name of Charisma. So yeah. And the Tejano Application Fee Initiative. So this is going to be my first time announcing this, but we were able to forge a partnership with Korean Transfer Services, where SGA covers 50% of one application and Korean Transfer Services covers the other 50%, which leads to one free application for a 4-year university. And so one example is an application to UT Austin costs $75. Well, with this partnership, we're able to make that application completely free. And we also outline a plan to spread awareness of the program. So our goal is to help at least 25 students, take advantage of this program. So thank you to Ms. Carla Cardosa and the Korean Transfer Services team for this partnership. And we also advocate for college procedures that are in the students' best interests. We continued advocating for EPCC to become a smoke-free institution. We do so because, again, it's for clean air. We ensure that the students' health is, that they have healthy, clean air. And we also started advocating for a college procedure 410-710 student travel. And so we met with President Serrata, and he said he would meet with Attorney Dunbar to see what's feasible. And so one compromise would be to have this student travel limit for vehicular travel to be extended to 575 miles, which is right there, which is approximately Austin. So I think that's a good compromise to ensure to have this to be extended to lead to Austin. So that way students can go to statewide conferences, which are usually held in Austin. And they can also get to Phoenix, and they can get to Dallas and San Antonio. So that would be a favorable thing that we would like. And so the Tejano Food Pantry. So food insecurity is a national topic. And so to combat food insecurity, our Tejano Food Pantry this year so far received 3,063 items. And we were able to serve 61 students. And we were also rated as a highly effective and well-organized food pantry according to the El Pasoans Fighting Hunger. So our food pantry is becoming more and more refined, and we're very proud of that. And we're also going to get a $5,000 donation from Pepsi, thanks to State Rep. Mary Gonzalez and President Serrata. So yeah. And assistance for student organizations. So what student clubs and organizations can do is that they can request funds from SGA. Previously, we would award them $2,500, but we voted to increase that by 20%, which is a $500 increase. We've also been advocating for a more flexible student travel policy, which again helps student clubs and organizations. And that's pretty much it. So this is what we've done so far, and thank you for your time, and happy holiday season, okay?
It seems like a very productive year. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Robert Moreno. I'm the Vice President for Adjuncts Faculty Senate, Chemistry Instructor at Northwest. It is my pleasure to speak to you all tonight on behalf of Faculty Senate. We have a few updates that we want to share this evening. Now, as recently as a couple of weeks ago, shelter-in-place emergencies reminded us that we need to remain vigilant regarding emergency preparedness. This is why we're so grateful to have a task force that continues to work on this issue in conjunction with the police department. We understand that we will be getting further information, training, and drills in the spring, and look forward to the opportunity to improve our ability to handle emergency situations of all types. In anticipation of our 50th anniversary celebrations, we continue to solicit projects from faculty that will engage our students and by proxy our community in these celebrations. We would also like to remind everybody that we now have a Senate committee working towards implementation of dedicated kit spaces on our campuses, and a committee focused on improving the college's response to mental health issues. Both of these will provide valuable resources to our students. And finally, on behalf of our adjunct faculty, we continue to work towards expanding access to funds for professional development opportunities for our colleagues. I thank you for your time, and on behalf of Faculty Senate, we would like to wish the board a happy holidays.
Same to yours. Thank you very much for being here. Good evening, welcome.
Good evening, Dr. Serrata, board members, attendees. Professional Staff Association appreciates the opportunities given to us to participate in shared governance through the college procedure review process. A special thanks to Ms. Julie Penley for taking the time to provide guidance and concerning the navigating the complex procedural review and approval process. We've been meeting with Ms. Carrie Moe and Dr. Andrew Peña and Mr. Albert Yanes concerning PSA responses to the procedures that are currently under review. And they've been very receptive to the PSA recommendations, and where possible they have addressed our concerns, explained rationales, and integrated our suggestions. So we're very appreciative of their professionalism and investment of their time, and since we all share a sincere desire to do what's best for EPCC. So we'd like to wish you and your families a wonderful winter break and happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thank you.
Item 1.8, communications, none. Item 1.9, Board of Trustees business. Item 1.9.1, the Board of Trustees will receive.
Pam, excuse me. I'd like to bring up item 1.9.3. Move to executive, please.
Motion. Just
Not,
move
not
it.
now, but
Second.
when we go to executive, yes. Okay. Any questions? No? Okay, Pam?
Mrs. Robles. Moving the item to executive session. Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye? Okay, I'm sorry, no. Thank you.
Item 1.9.1, the Board of Trustees will receive the resignation of Secretary Selena Solis, District 4, to be effective on December 31st, 2018.
Thank you, Ms. Solis, for everything you've contributed to our board. We all appreciate the differences you've made. You will be dearly missed. I'm betting you can't get through the letter without crying.
I promise Judge Haggerty I wouldn't get all gushy, but if I do shed a tear, I'm sure everyone can appreciate.
Count to 10, take a breath.
Dear Board Chair, it is with mixed emotions that I submit to you and the Board my resignation as trustee for District 4, effective December 31st, 2018. As you know, on January 1, 2019, I will become a state court judge for the 243rd District Court. And as much as I had wished to maintain my position on the College Board, that was just wishful thinking. The law actually prohibits a state court judge from being a dual office holder. And so for this reason only, I must resign from the board. It has been an honor serving my community and working alongside you and the rest of the board in an effort to increase El Paso's students' educational opportunities. I will continue being an ambassador for the college, but in a non-board capacity and within the confines of my new role and the Judicial Code of Conduct. And I could go on and on and on, but I'll keep it short and sweet. I think talking less is best, but I did want to thank everyone, Pamela Payne, the staff, Dr. Sarata, the board, all the administration, the faculty. This has been a family to me, and I think that's why it's hard, but I know I will see everyone because I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to be downtown, and anyone can come into my courtroom on the 9th floor and visit.
I'm not sure we want to.
Not as a litigant, but no, I mean, I always will have an open door, and I can't believe how fast 5.5 years has flown by. It just seems like yesterday I was starting out as a rookie board member. But anyhow, thank you very much, and thank you.
Motion to approve, accept.
Second.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Reluctantly, aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 1.9.2, the nominating committee will present a report and make a recommendation for the vacancy on the Board of Trustees in District 4. The Board of Trustees will deliberate and take action on the recommendation.
Just to remind everyone, we appointed Ms. Solis to chair the committee to really interview and select her replacement. Ms. Solis selected Judge Haggerty and Ms. Robles to be on her committee, and tonight Judge-elect Solis is going to share with us the results of that committee and their recommendation. Ms. Solis?
Thank you, Chair. Just for educational purposes and to remind everyone the process, The notice was published in the El Paso Times, a notice of the vacancy from District 4. It went out twice in the El Paso Times. The first announcement was on November the 7th. The second announcement was on November the 14th, with an invitation to apply for this vacancy, which is pretty much a 5-month vacancy, and it will, up until the May elections. The application period closed November the 26th, if I'm correct, right, Ruben, Mr. Cayetano? And we had a total of 2 applicants. They submitted their resume and they answered each a questionnaire. And then on December 5th, Judge Haggerty and Ms. Robles and myself, we convened and interviewed the 2 individuals, Mr. Roberto Chavez and Ms. Cristina Sanchez. And first, we liked, as a committee, we thank the applicants for their willingness to apply to fill this vacancy in the remaining of the term. Both are extremely qualified applicants, and both were considered, both of their backgrounds, and the committee unanimously recommended and is recommending to the board that it approve Ms. Cristina Sanchez to fill the vacancy until the May elections.
A motion to accept and approve.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion second. Pam?
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye. Is Ms. Sanchez intent? Ms. Sanchez, you're welcome to say a few words if you wouldn't mind. And welcome, congratulations.
The Board of Trustees. I want to first of all thank the committee for the opportunity to apply and of course for meeting with me. I also just wanted to say that I really look forward to working with the Board of Trustees to fulfill the remainder of Judge-elect Solis's term. I will see you at the courthouse, as I work at the courthouse as well, but not in a different capacity in your courtroom. But again, I really do look forward to fulfilling this term, and of course, moving forward with the board's agenda, working with Dr. Serrata and his staff. And so I look forward for a successful remaining 5 months. So thank you very much appreciated.
Pam, would you please reach out to Ms. Sanchez and work with her as far as on the board training and which dates she may be available and future dates of meetings?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. So at this time, I'd like to ask we take a break to share a cake that Ms. Solis baked, and it'll be just if we could please spend about 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll convene back. Yeah, we can take a picture. But as we're breaking for cake, thank you again for the cake, Ms. Solis. I think Pam Payne has something very special for you.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you. Hold on. Bernie. Not you. Sorry. Wrong Bernie.
Good evening, Pam. When you and Judge Haggerty are ready, we're ready to start. Where?
So where are we?
Pam? Apologize, Ms. Hageman.
Sorry, hold on one second here. Item 1.10, Board Reports. Item 1.10.1, Treasurer's Report, October 31st, 2018, November 30th, 2018. No action is necessary. Item 1.10.2, President's Report. Item 1.10.2.1, Dr. William Sarata will update the Board of Trustees and audience on recent events that have transpired at the college.
Chair, if you're members of the board, I will be extremely brief given today's celebrations. Let me begin with the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges, SAC-COC. The conference, the national conference was held, our regional conference rather, was held December 8th through the 11th. As each of the board members knows, our dual credit process was one of the items that we were looking at. We received word from our vice president, as well as on the last day they announced everyone's standing, which is nerve-wracking. They announced that no further action, no further report was needed from El Paso Community College. A lot of kudos to Dr. Julie Penley, to Dean Tony Bedillo, to Mr. Steve Smith, and the team for all the great work that they did on this, and our partners as well. Now, our process is sound. There's still some items on some of the respective, and I know board members get calls, and so I want to make sure that you're aware. 8 of the sites we received notice today are good to go, ready to go in the spring. There's a remaining 7 sites where we are providing additional information on credentials. Once we do that, once we receive word from SAC-COC, then we will be able to move forward. In the interim, our partners understand the plan for the spring. But I do want to thank again Dr. Penley and her team for a job incredibly well done. We'll move forward with that. Commencement, last Friday, over 1,700 degrees and certificates were awarded. 725 students walked the stage. Dr. Natalicio is, to my knowledge, the first commencement speaker we asked to return. Given the fact that she announced her retirement, the board suggested, I absolutely agreed that she would be a perfect commencement speaker. She agreed to do it, delivered a wonderful message of the great partnership that we have. During the ceremony, we were also able to acknowledge Ms. Solis and the service that she has provided to the college for the last 5.5+ years. So wonderful event. Cannot thank the staff enough. Dr. Gonzalez and his team that lead graduation, Dr. Lechica Chavez, they did a great job. It was well done. To the 2018 graduates of the Medical Imaging Radiography program have all passed their National Registry exam for the American Registry of Radiologic Technologists. The acronym, Chair, is ART. The 12 graduates all passed with a 100% pass rate. The program has had a 100% pass rate for 21 of the last 22 years. Congratulations to Crystal Thompson, Program Coordinator, Berman Gilbert, Clinical Coordinator, Rafael Ramirez, Faculty Member, and Program Graduates, as well as our Dean, Dr. Paula Mitchell. Let me remind everyone that effective Saturday or at the end of the close of business on Friday, the college will be closed in observance of the holidays from the December 22nd until January the 6th. So just want to remind the board members, we obviously, our police department and others will be securing our campuses, and Mr. Lobato and his team will be doing lots of work as well. And then finally, we have a couple of videos that we want to share with the board that our team did. The first is November 8th, adoption of O'Donnell Intermediate School at Fabens Independent School District. On December 6th, we adopted Alarcon Elementary in San Elizario ISD. So we have a video that we're going to display.
Excited to welcome El Paso Community College. They have adopted this campus as a college-bound campus. At O'Donnell Intermediate, our students are on the road to college, and El Paso Community College is going to be on that road with us, and we are so grateful.
And now, I would like to introduce to you 2 very important guests. They are the winners of our student essay contest, Why is College Important?
Llegar al colegio para mí es muy importante porque estaré a pasos de culminar mi carrera, mi profesión y mis sueños.
I believe that college is important because it is important to follow your dreams and live the best life you can. You only have one life to live, so you need to use it to the best you can be.
This is a flag that will be flown at your school, indicating that you are a college-bound school. Congratulations and thank you all.
I have an EPCC story because I attended El Paso Community College. I just want to let all of our students know is that in San Elizario ISD, we are going to continue to bring you choices. But one of our foundations, and we are so happy to be partnering up with El Paso Community College because I want all of you one day to be able to come back into our schools here in our community and be able to share your EPCC story.
So I actually came here to Alarcon Elementary back in the day. It was called San Elizario Elementary. I lived right down the street. It's very exciting for me to be part of this and for El Paso Community College to support students in this community.
All of you graduates are the most powerful evidence of our collective success, and each and every one of you represents a unique success story. Stories of talent, motivation, and determination, of capitalizing on opportunities and overcoming odds, of resilience in the face of challenges and disappointments, all resting on the solid grounding that helps shape your character and that always enables you to remember who you are and why the degrees and credentials you've earned at EPCC are so important for your future and the future of those you love.
And that concludes my report, Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Sonata. Great videos. Who produced them?
Mr. Ebert and his team.
Thank you very much. They were great.
Item 1.11, consent docket. This includes item 8.2.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 2.0, administration, none. Item 3.1, full-time institutionally funded actions.
Move to approve?
Second.
Questions? Pam?
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye. See this.
Item 3.2, full-time externally funded actions, there are none. Item 3.3, information items, no action is required. Item 4.0, financial services, there is none. Item 5.0, physical facilities, there is none. Item 6.0, curriculum and instruction. Item 6.1, consideration and deliberation on the acceptance of a contract from the Texas Department of Transportation in the amount of $2,667,265.
Move to approve 6.1 and 6.2.
Second.
Item 6.2, consideration and deliberation on the acceptance of a workforce training grant from Prudential Financial Incorporated in the amount of $130,000.
Any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Uxer, please.
In reviewing the application in here, I see that the breakout is that we identify 4 instructor positions at just a tad shy of $200,000. I don't, that's not one instructor, is it? I mean, if it is, I'd like to apply for that job.
You're more than welcome to apply. No, that's not one instructor, Mr. Uxer.
I don't understand what that means then.
I'd invite Ms. Luz Taboada to come up and share a little bit more about the breakdown for the positions.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Fierro and board members. Hello, cabinet and audience. Mr. Uxer, the breakdown seems like it is, but there will be approximately 90 classes per year for a 3-year contract. And so this involves the times that these classes will be. It will be for many, many more instructors than that.
Okay, so in other words, it's more than one instructor?
Oh, absolutely. Because there's different types of classes such as welding, project management, Lean Sigma management, et cetera. So yes, it's much more than one instructor.
Okay, and second of all, I have a hard time visualizing $1,100,000 for printing and I mean, you're giving us the money, so I mean, we can use it, but I don't understand $1.1 million for printing and duplicating. That's a whole lot of toner.
It is, but it's a whole lot of money that we get for serving the TxDOT employees. The training that is taking place is for TxDOT employees throughout Texas. And so we are hired, if we bid, say, for a class that takes place in Childress or in Robson or Far, Texas, such as in Austin, it's not just here in El Paso, it's traveling throughout Texas.
Yeah, I understand that. It's just that
But-
it says printing and duplicating, so that's
Yes,
just,
sir.
so you just.
So there are materials
That's
that,
just for providing the materials for everybody.
yes, sir. The
Wow.
TxDOT, because there's a lot of students that will, be getting the instruction.
I hope
So-
you get a discount.
We'll be doing it here at the college.
No discount.
Yes. Well, I assure you that we will be good stewards of this funding.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate the state of Texas being
Yes, sir.
so cool. Okay, thank you.
Dr. Graham?
Mr. Vada, I'm just curious as to who's going to be teaching the Six Sigma?
Well, we have an instructor in mind that they have already approved. What we need to do is to send their resumes to the TxDOT people, and they let us know whether they approve them or not. And then once that happens, then that person is assigned to teach that course.
Yeah, because those are hard to find, but I'm glad you have one.
Yes, thank you. So
I hope it's not the one I hired.
Pardon?
I hope it's not the one I hired so you don't steal him from us.
Oh, no, I assure you it's not.
That was my only question.
Pam, ready?
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 6.3.
Thank you all and happy holidays.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good job.
We left you there.
Item 6.3, consideration and deliberation on the acceptance of a grant award from the Educate Texas Communities Foundation of Texas Fund in the amount of $17,943.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions? Okay, Pam, we're ready.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 7.1, consideration and deliberation on the approval of a contract to provide charter bus services to the student athletes and others on an as-needed basis with Industrial Bus Lines doing business as All Aboard America in an amount not to exceed $90,000 per year.
Move to approve. Second?
Doesn't matter.
No, please take him first.
Questions?
Questions? Thank you, Pam. Pam, we're
Mrs.
ready.
Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Solis?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty?
Aye.
Ms. Nahara?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro?
Aye.
Item 7.2, consideration and deliberation on the approval of continuing education tuition rates for new courses.
Move to approve. Second. Oh, sorry.
7.2 and 8.1 and 8.2.
Second.
Oh, no, 8.2 is already approved, sorry.
Second.
Item 8.1, consideration and deliberation on the acceptance of a cooperative agreement from the University of Texas at San Antonio and the U.S. Small Business Administration in the amount of $290,383.
Questions? Okay, thank you, Pam. We're ready?
Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Solis?
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty?
Aye.
Ms. Nahara?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro?
Aye.
Chair Fierro, if I may, I'd just like to thank the staff for all the work on each of these respective contracts and grants, totaling approximately $3 million. So thank you to the staff, in fact, to Mr. Smith's team.
Pam, would you call us into executive?
Yes, sir.
And I invite, now you're trying to escape, Mr. Guerrero and Ms. Shaughnessy, please. Is she not?
The Board of Trustees may conduct an executive or closed session pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code for one or more of the following reasons: consultation with its attorney to seek or receive legal advice, or consultation regarding pending or contemplated litigation, or for any purpose authorized by law; discussion about the value or transfer of real property; discussion about a prospective gift or donation; consideration of specific personnel matters; discussion about security, personnel, or devices; or discussion of certain economic development matters. The board may also announce that it will go into executive session on any item listed on this agenda if the subject matter is permitted for a closed session by provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. Any vote regarding these items shall be taken in open session. The time is 8:33 p.m. The board has reconvened in regular session.
I make a motion that we accept an offer from Scott Pulse PC and begin drafting a contract based on their October 25th, 2018 offer.
Second the motion.
Questions? Pam?
No questions. Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer?
No.
Ms. Solis?
Nay.
Mr. Haggerty?
No.
Ms. Nahara?
Aye.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro?
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Next board meeting is scheduled for January 24th, Facility and Finance Committee at 4 p.m.
What is it? Sorry.
Are you putting in your calendar?
Well, I get to swear in Christina Sanchez. So.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be a judge.
I need to put on my calendar. When is it, Chair?
24th of January.
Thank you.
Your calendar is scheduled.
So,
Man, this is going to be the longest goodbye.
I know. Pam, we're not going to have more cake, are we?
No. We could have a welcome cake.
We're going to have cake for
will you wear
the new trustee.
college gown or your judicial gown?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.